Hey,
Hello.
hi, it's Kyle Meredith in Louisville. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. How you doing?
We're doing good over here. It's nice to talk to you. How you been?
Yeah, I'm all right. I'm just having some breakfast right now.
We're excited to have you back. I see the date on here. Moved to Headliners Music Hall March 6th. And still,
Yeah,
I guess, I mean, are you still touring behind the new EP, the Sleeping in a Car EP? Is that what you call this tour?
we're just kind of touring, really. We're sort of not doing it in support of a particular release. We're just enjoying having the opportunity to tour around the US. It's slightly unusual because we don't have a new album, new record or anything out. We are releasing a song that's going to come out, I believe, this week. A single that's coming out. So we're going to be, and we have a video for that and everything. So we'll get to play that on the tour. So we're kind of. It's not really supporting anything. It's just supporting our careers.
Right. As you have to do every now and then.
And
Although
exactly.
Yeah, that's interesting though, because you said it's a bit unusual, and that's true because it seems like you guys always have a new release in some way. I mean, when you look back at the catalog for, I guess you've been doing this now for what, 8 years, somewhat semi-officially and everything, but there are so many EPs and albums. It almost seems like you've always got something going on, and I don't know if that's the benefit of working with family or just a solid constitution for work, or what do you attribute that to? Because that's a bit unusual in itself.
Oh well, thank you. Because I always feel that we don't do enough, and I'm always paranoid looking at how like prolific other artists are, like writing a new album every week. Like they didn't, Bright Eyes, Connor Oberst. He put out 2 records in a year or something last year, and Ryan Adams is another one that puts out a record like every 6 months. So yeah, but no, I guess we have done a bunch, and we have kept busy. I'm not sure if it has got anything to do with being family necessarily, but I think it's just. I mean, we put our last full length record out in. It came out in the UK in March 2015. I can't remember what the US release date was. I think it was possibly June. Mm-hmm. So it's been a good year and a half. And I think that we felt that we weren't ready to go into the studio and make another full-length record. So we had these new songs that ended up being the Sleeping in a Car EP. And we just felt like, well, are there any rules? Are there any reasons that we can't release, like a 3-track thing? And we just sort of spoke with our label and our manager, and they were like, you guys should just release music how you want to release it, because sometimes if we were to wait and put those 3 songs on a full-length record, then we still wouldn't have released those songs yet, because we'd still be waiting for the whole thing to be finished. And it can be frustrating sometimes as a band when you sit on material for a long time before it comes out, and it can feel really frustrating. So it's been really nice to kind of be, I don't know, not break the rules, but sort of not have the standard rules in place with it, and sort of put out an EP, and we're putting out a standalone single this month, as I said. And and we're just kind of touring wherever they'll have us in the US and Canada at the moment, so it's great.
Well, what can you tell me about the single? I mean, was that recorded recently, or is that still back from some of the older songs too?
It was recorded a few months ago. We recorded it out at April Base, which is the studios in Wisconsin that we made the last EP and the last record at. The studio's owned by Justin Burnham from Bon Iver, so it's I guess it's another part of that whole catalogue of stuff that we've been doing out there. So it's actually a double A-side single. It's called Tired as Fuck, excuse the curse word.
Awesome.
and the other side is called Train Tracks. So
and the other side is the one I'll be playing, right?
Yeah, exactly. I imagine it's probably not going to get played much on the radio, but we do have a clean version for people to play if they do want to.
Good.
And you can just call it Tired As, I suppose.
Well, that was like the Jenny Lewis band, which was her side project was named something similar, and we got quite used to doing that. So yeah,
no, it's weird actually because we met Jenny Lewis this summer. We did some festivals and ended up like singing with her on a couple of her sets, and we're like really big fans of her band and think she's awesome and she's really cool. And we were talking about her band Nice as Fuck, and we said we've got a single called Tired as Fuck that's coming out, and like we want to just say that we actually wrote the song ages ago, so we're not copying you. And she's like, oh man, I don't care. She's like, you can do whatever you want. Because we were like, it's going to look like it's the same. And we wanted to make t-shirts because they've got really cool t-shirts as well, those guys, just saying like the band name. We wanted to make t-shirts saying the name of our song, but we thought it might just seem a bit too similar. But who knows? We might. But yeah, it's probably a weird choice to release, in terms of radio and stuff like that. But it just happened to be a song that we recorded, and like I was saying before, we were kind of sitting on it for a while, and it was like, we should just put this song out. What we're going to do? Wait for another year and a half or something until we finished a record, and we're playing it live in the set, and we have been doing for a few months, and so we were kind of like, let's just put it out. And we're putting it out on a 7-inch that you can buy at the shows. So that's kind of as much thought that went into it. And then we kind of realised, like, I don't think anyone's going to play it on the radio, but so it can be a nice live thing for people to come to see.
I mean, and I'd be curious though, with a title like that, with a sentiment like that. I mean, is that sort of a literal thing or a bigger picture type of tired?
Well, it's a good question. I think it's probably a bit of both. Yeah, I think it is exactly both of those things. The song's got, I suppose, more of a rocky kind of edge to it. Like there's a load of distorted guitars on there, and it's actually quite a fun song.
It should be with a title like that.
Yeah, it's a kind of fun song, almost kind of like not celebrating it, but kind of admitting defeat in a way, and kind of holding your hands up and just being like, all right, well, this is kind of how it is and how I feel. But I think ultimately it's quite a sad message, but it's kind of got quite a upbeat feeling to the music.
Another one of your songs I would like to know about, and it is one on the recent EP, the Sleeping in a Car EP, and that's Outlaw, which kicks it off. How does a song like that get built? Because that's, I mean, of course it starts out with just the voices and almost feels like a loop, like what's the history of that song? How did you guys write that?
Well, that was predominantly written by Camilla, who is my youngest sister. And she's really great at writing, at making demos on her laptop. And so she made a demo at home that had all the kind of basic production things in place. So she really came up with the whole idea. She just sort of started by layering up a bunch of vocals to create that loop, like you said, that sort of vocal bed. The main thing of the song, I suppose, like it's kind of the backbone of the whole song. And then she wrote a melody over the top of that, and that was kind of the main theme she had. And then she came up with a really nice beat as well, and then it was kind of like, right, now I need everyone else's opinions and help, and kind of how do we make this bigger in the studio. So it's actually not that different from her original idea. But it was definitely a challenge because it wasn't the kind of based around a guitar and everyone sitting down and singing together. So it was more of a challenge to build, and it actually took quite a long time. It was cooking for a while, and we'd kind of return to it and add bits to it, and then be like, we've put way too much on it now. But it's one that I'm really glad that we've had a lot of really great feedback on that song, and it makes me happy because for us we felt we were doing something quite different from other things we've done, and there's always a kind of, have we lost the plot? Does this make sense to anyone else apart from us? But it's it's nice that it kind of has made sense for everyone, I think.
Yeah, was that difficult for you guys to translate into the live show afterward?
Yeah, it has been difficult, yeah. We Camilla uses a vocal loop pedal that she's become a bit of a master at, actually. So she kind of builds the loop up on stage live, and then we all have to concentrate really hard and play in time to that loop. You work on a recording for months in the studio, and then it's like high-fiving each other, like, yeah, we've done it. And then you finish and you just think, like, how are we going to play this live? But, we've figured it out. We've got we've got a loop pedal, and it's actually great because the three of us, we sing in 3-part harmony, and that's kind of our sound or whatever. That's sort of a thing we do, and it's really fun having the opportunity to have infinite number of extra voices join us on stage, but it's our own voices multiplied. That's been a really cool addition to the set, having that pedal.
Well, I look forward to hearing that and whatever you guys are going to play. And I look forward to the new song, too. So that's really, really exciting.
Yes.
So, thank you, Jess, for talking today. And again, we'll see you March 6th at Headliners here in Louisville.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thanks very much for having me.
All right. Take care.
You too. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.